Hey guys, it's Layla. Welcome back to the channel. I'm here with another plant video, and this is an autumn, winter, fall plant update video. I have some plants that are being propagated because I needed to revamp some. I also now have a grow light, which I've never had in the last 7 years of keeping plants or anything like that. But I wanted to just give you guys an update and then also remind you guys of a few tips that I've shared previously when it comes to autumn winter to really get the best out of your plants. I wanted to talk about my rubber plants. So most of you or some of you might remember my rubber plant, and of course it looks very different to how you might have seen it last time. If I can find a picture, I'll definitely share it with you guys, but I have cut her down. So there was initially 2 long stems, and this plant is actually an offshoot from one of those stems. So I don't know if you can see, but that's the original stem. This is just an offshoot which I just left on. But I've cut both of them down, and I'm going to actually repot this plant. I was going to show you guys, but I figured it's kind of pointless because you've seen me repot a plant before and it's nothing exciting or fun. But the reason I did that is because this plant was on the brink of death for a year and a half. And I just left her sitting in a corner because she was on the brink of death. Literally every other day a new leaf would drop. So it got to the point where the stems were really long, but there was literally no leaves on it for about 90% of it. And then at the top, there was a few leaves left. So I kind of felt bad to get rid of it, considering that it still had a few leaves at the top. And then I also noticed that the excessive leaf fall was causing it to start branching. So a lot of the dormant buds had started actually coming to life and opening up. And I'm going to show you an example of what that looks like. So let me move the light. So this is a very good example of what I mean. So a lot of these buds which are naturally on the plant, there's another one right here. Okay, so these buds I noticed. So those buds are naturally found on the stem at any point where a leaf is just above it. But I guess because the plant was under so much stress that it then decided it needed to support itself or save itself from dying, so it started branching. But the little buds, the little tiny leaves that were coming weren't really doing anything, and I figured that I would help it along. So this summer I actually moved it to the window so that it would get more light. In that time the plant grew so much, a few buds and shoots came out everywhere. It did so well, and I actually can't believe that I considered throwing it out at some point. However, we still had a big issue, which is the fact that a huge part of the stem was basically empty and the leaves predominantly was flourishing near the top part, because the plant continued to grow and make new leaves at the top. Do you know what I mean? That a few offshoots came out or whatever, but it still looked really scanty. So I've gone ahead and chopped them down, and the plan is to root them. So these are the 2. There's one there and this is the other one. So I'm actually currently rooting these in perlite. It's been about a week, if not less, maybe 5 days, 5-6 days, maybe 7, I'm not quite sure, but I would say about 5-6 days. And I'm currently rooting them in perlite. I've also got this one, which is from my mum's plant in the living room that we're propagating, also in perlite. So those are the new updates, and leading into the fact that I now have a grow light. This is the reason why I bought the grow light. Of course, this is not the ideal time of year to be propagating such a difficult plant to root. So that's why I went ahead and bought the grow bulb. I bought the Scentsy one. Scentsy, I can't necessarily review it because this is day 3 since I've had it. Maybe I will do a follow-up review. If you guys are interested in a review of the Grow Light or bulb, it's a bulb, I bought a bulb, do let me know. I'm happy to go ahead and do that if you're in the market for one. I watched loads of reviews on this one before I personally purchased it. And yeah, so that's that. And then I thought I would kind of refresh you guys on some tips that I always have for you, tips that I've shared in a video previously. You can also check out that video right there. I'll be sure to link it so you guys can, you know, go there and, I don't know, have a refresher on how to be keeping your plants or whatever. So as usual, this time of year, I move the majority of like my tropical plants or exotic plants or any plants that requires a lot of sunlight. I move it to my south facing window. I also move my low light plants to the south facing window. So even though my low light plants in the summertime, they get like a lot of diffused light because the bedroom is really bright. I have 2 big windows. However, in the wintertime, that amount is, you know, is extremely diminished. So usually what I'll do is my ZZ plants, which are my 2 biggest low light plants, usually come into this corner as well. However, this year my bird of paradise is absolutely massive now. My fiddle leaf fig is also very big now. And then of course in that same corner I'm now propagating these plants as well, so there just isn't enough space there. However, the plus side is that because I now have the grow bulb in that corner, all of those plants that reside there are getting 10 hours a day. Actually, I leave the lamp on for 10 hours a day. Even when there's like sunshine, I leave it on for 10 hours a day in that area, positioned to allow the plants to just get as much life as possible in this season. That's tip number 1, is just wherever you can get a little bit of light, try and move your low light plants as well as your plants that need the most amount of sunlight to whatever window you have that has the best light coming in. And if you do not have that, now is actually the best time to invest in a grow lamp or a grow bulb, or, you know, whatever alternative is best for you. I bought a full spectrum one, which is a white light. I know they sell the ones that are like blue for like whatever, red for whatever, green for whatever, but I bought one that encompasses everything. So it's perfect for my more established plants, for the plants that are just rooting. It does it all, and that's why I got that one. My next tip for you guys is really up your cleaning of your plants. Really up that, because now there's even less light for them to absorb. So you want to ensure that your leaves are nice and dust free. Try and dust them at least every 2 weeks at the minimum. Also really be checking on your plants at this point. I feel like when they are, a lot of them are like dormant plants that go into quote unquote hibernation because they're not in growing season. We tend to just kind of forget them a little bit. You know, we're not as excited to go and look to see if there's like a new leaf or whatever the case is. Now is the time that you might be missing out on any pests that you might get. So definitely check on that. Check on your plants. Also, if you need a homemade all natural pesticide and leaf cleaner recipe, I do have one in a video. I will link that video for you guys to check out. It's like 3 ingredients and it will keep your leaves nice and shiny. It will keep your plant healthy and all that good stuff. Now is also a really good time to get the humidity levels up. Misting your plants is great, but if you can afford to get a humidifier, I would definitely say go ahead and get one. I have a Lavoit one. I've showed you guys a million times, but I will show you my little corner at the end of this video or at some point in this video so you can see that. But yeah, I just want to re-emphasize, you know, humidity at this time, especially because central heating is coming on. We started turning on the heater like maybe sometime in September because London was just cold. Like it got cold really quickly. So a humidifier, your plants will love you for it, especially if you've got like calatheas. When I tell you, Olivia has been a nightmare. So I have pruned her all the way back. Earlier on in the year, we had some like works done. There was some works done in my bedroom and the plant was in here at that time. It was covered or whatever whilst they were working. Then I'd uncover it so it'd get some light. Anyway, from all that rubbing, tugging, all the dirt in the air, she was literally like meh. So every single leaf on this plant literally like crisped up and just looked a mess. So over the last few months, I've literally been getting rid of leaf after leaf, and essentially the plant is now covered in new leaves. It's a whole new plant. She's a whole new woman. We've started from scratch. She did a BC. But yeah, keep an eye on your plants that need high humidity, that don't like to be dry. Oh, and of course, if you're moving your plants to the window, make sure that they're not actually touching the window. If your window doesn't have the best insulation or glazing or whatever the case is, you have to be really careful, because drafts and cold air and all those things can affect your plants. But yeah, I hope that was helpful. This is just literally an update, and I guess I talk a lot, so it might be a little bit longer than it needs to be. But I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to check out those videos. I really want us to get through the cold season with our plants intact, so that we can enjoy growing season in spring and summer. So yeah, I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye.